Alright, so the morning sun declared the arrival of a new day and woke me from my vivid dreams. Memories of my home enclosed within the towering perimeter wall raced through my head. We now know what that wall is about. Oh boy, what a not fun world that I live in, apparently. Peaceful landscape outside the apartment windows stood in defiance of these old thoughts. Rolling hills and blue sky were familiar to me now, and the purity of the sight gave me hope. Would be nice if eventually my human world was back to being like this. At the same time, though, even if it does, I might want to just stick around and live in this dragon world the rest of my life. Okay, Erika, please come with me. What's going on? You sound serious. The chief will explain everything once we arrive. Okay. There's been another murder. Hey Chief, Erika is here. Thanks to Passion, you can deal with the situation here while I talk to Erika, right? Of course. Erika, I've got some really bad news. Well, what is it? You know Anna, right? I've met her, yes. I'm sorry, I don't know how to say this. Those few words were enough. Dread sank in, and I already knew. Don't... I ignored his words and walked past him. Freaking Anna? Okay, I was expecting things to kind of be playing out the same way it did on the first run, and it's like, when is the game going to tell me that we've already seen this scene? We have not seen this scene. Oh, shoot. Okay, something that I was previously told by Beer Force is that once you have... Oh, I don't know at what point, but... Once you have succeeded at becoming friends with a dragon, they are no longer killed during the story on future runs. With Anna, I guess I never hung out with her enough to succeed at that. Hello there, Radio Raptor. Unfortunately, this is a raptor dragon that has been killed. Okay, before says once you get a good ending for a dragon. So far, we have not gotten a good ending for any dragons. When I turned the corner, there was no mistaking her. Anna was haphazardly covered by a sheet, leaving her tail and blood-stained hand exposed. In the end, she didn't even deserve full discretion. Are you okay? I don't know. Is there anything that I can do? Let's just get this over with. Bryce gave me a concerned look, but then nodded. And here's more bad news. The blood we found on the first victim in town matches the DNA evidence we found on the second victim at the power facility. Kinda think of it. Wasn't victim number 3 supposed to be Anna's assistant? Oh, you know what? On night number 2 on the first run, we were hanging out with Anna. This time we did not hang out with Anna, so she was the one here to get murdered. Furthermore, the murder weapon and method appear to be the same across all 3 victims, and that's going to be a big problem for you. Why is that? Because with these 3 murders, Raisin now qualifies as a serial killer. We won't be able to keep this whole thing quiet for much longer. Higher authorities, including the ministry in charge of your whole visit, will know about this soon. I have no idea what will happen once they do. I'm not sure what to say to that. I don't want to worry you, but we can be sure that action will be taken soon. I've been considering this possibility for a while, and think it might be best if you went back to your own world for now. This way we can take action before the Ministry does, and before this all becomes public. If we wait, we don't know what they'll do or how the public will react. A lot of this dialogue is the same, but I'm paying close attention to it, just in case there's more differences. The same as it was in my first run, aside from the different murder victim. With everything going on, it's too dangerous for you to stay here. No. No. This will be the worst possible time for me to leave. If you've given up our PDAs and hardly have anything to show for it, we are owed several more generators, and let's not forget that Reza is still missing. If I leave now, the only thing I return home with is my life. I've lost everything else. We need those generators, Bryce. I have no idea if your authorities will continue to uphold our deal, or what they do to Reza, but I'm not leaving until this is over. That's the decision, and then so be it. I'll have your back either way. Thanks, Bryce. Unfortunately, him having my back is not entirely going to be doable, because the higher authorities decide otherwise. Okay, from here, the scene will definitely be the same as it was the first time, so I'll just kind of skip over it. But not actually skip it. This is the point where the Nido Queen tries to get a hold of us and send me home regardless. Basically, stealing things to help our home world. Curious what Reza was planning on doing with the parts for the generators if he didn't know how to put them together. Nobody's actually framing Reza. Reza's actually doing this. Though wouldn't it be something if one of these murders was not Reza's fault? And here... maybe they're gonna throw a surprise party for us. Probably not. Unfortunately, no. No surprise party, but a banning. Come to think of it, there's a lot that happens before we have new choices. So, here's Emira, who we have actually met this time, prior to this occasion. I'm curious if there's any changes that will result from that. Go inside. Nope, everything's right here to send me home. Murders were kept a secret from her. But now that we know for certain that it's Reza, she had to be told. At this point, I was hoping that maybe Reza was not the murderer still. But yeah, he's the murderer. Emira's gonna get protection escort. How do we know Erika isn't following a similar plan to Reza's? Well, she's still suspicious of me, unfortunately. Emira's like, let the human talk, but I'm pretty sure I don't get to talk. Yep, Bryce is sticking up for me. Which I'm glad, though I do have to wonder, if I put him in a foul mood when we first met at the bar, and I just walked out on him, would he be not as defensive towards me. Not that it would matter. We know that I'm going to be stuck in this world regardless. They're not going to be able to send me home. So, question remains, how did this whole situation get started? Is it Maverick's fault? Question arises whether Maverick was a good idea to be raised as an escort in the first place. And because Bryce ignored the warning signs, Bryce is getting taken off the case. And is effectively going to be Emira's protecting escort. Either that or an assistant. Temporarily replacing Rummy. Okay, what was the question here? What was your motivation when you agreed to help us? Well, when I answered this the first time, I said that it was my best bet at finding the truth. But now I know that it's really beneficial to my actual mission. So I might actually choose that this time and see what comes of it. Okay, so it is beneficial to my actual mission. And what would that be? The deal between our races. I firmly stand by our original agreement. If Reza is involved with these crimes, I want no part of it. It has nothing to do with me or the reasons I came here in the first place. If his actions are endangering this agreement in any way, I want to put a stop to him. I see. And regardless, Emira seems to trust us. I don't know if the first option would change that. Regardless of anything, though, still gonna send me home. I'm at risk. When people hear about Reza being a murderer, they might freak out about me. Or maybe Reza might try to kill me. I didn't think he would, but apparently, yeah, he's entirely willing to kill me. So, yep, they're gonna try to send me home. Of course, me being here is super important. Because, like, years ago, everything was hunky-dory. Humanity was prospering, reliant on technology, kind of to a fault. Wars were not done with humans anymore, but we just sent robots out to fight wars. But then, the solar flare happened, and basically burnt just about all the technology to a crisp. Basically sending humans into the Dark Ages. And unfortunately, humanity has become so reliant on technology that we don't know how to survive without. And humanity was dying off. Kind of a bummer situation. The world has become so unsafe that we walled ourselves into safety. Not that that means much, because even within these walls, humanity is dying off. But then we discovered the portal outside our walls somewhere. And it's like, oh, a civilization with technology. We will do this trade, using our surviving PDAs to trade for these generators, and we can have technology back and survive. So yeah, this whole mission to get these generators is super duper important. But imagine becoming so reliant on technology that you literally cannot survive without. Humanity used to be able to survive without technology for thousands of years, but not so much anymore, apparently. Here's hoping that humanity does not reach that point in real life. Unfortunately, this sob story does not help. I'm still going to be sent home. They're going to try to send me home at least. I mean, Bryce is on my side now, but he does not have a say in this situation. Emira is the boss. Radio Raptor says, like kids these days who can't do math without a phone. In their defense, I have a calculator in front of me at all times. I mean, I know how to do math without a calculator, but it's just a lot easier to use a calculator. So, Bryce is going to be stuck as Emira's bodyguard for the time being. Sebastian gonna take me to the portal and send me home. Along the way, we meet with a dean, who on this run I have not been hanging out with, so this scene is not as emotional as it could be. I'm told that it's quite emotional if we reach this point after hanging out with a dean. And whenever we do a dean run of this playthrough, I'll definitely be paying attention to this scene. For now, just kind of skipping through it. Though it is still a bummer that I'm being sent home. Radio Raptor says, manual math on paper can be really fun and it's good for brain training. Kiba says, nonsense, it will never be fun. I'm gonna side on Kiba with this one. Math is hard. Okay, here we are at the portal. Gonna have me stand in the middle and turn it on. You know, at first I thought it was gonna be one of those portals that you turn it on and then you walk through it in order to reach the other side, but no. Sounds like it just transports whatever is inside of it already. Well, I tell you, this scene was really somber the first time I played through it. I genuinely thought I was being sent home. What was going to happen afterwards, I was not sure. Maybe this was going to be a bad ending. Didn't know. But now we know. The portal's going to be broken. Not really certain who breaks it. We assume maybe Reza. We know eventually the administrator fixes it. The girl who created Dragonkind in the first place. Not sure who's responsible for breaking it. Oh right, the administrator fixed it so that we could use it to possibly go back in time to correct mistakes if we needed to. Didn't really help. I got killed. Can't use a portal when I'm dead. I had forgotten that Remy was in this scene. Didn't really play a big part in this scene, though. So, portal's broken. And I'm stuck here, which is a good thing. So we're going to investigate the portal, but first, there's a sheet of paper on the ground, possibly a case file. We're going to return it to Emira. So this line right here, by the way, what happened to the scroll you brought me this morning? The last time I saw it, it did not have that tear. So, I forgot what I wanted to bring up here, but something along the lines of... I'm very curious how this scene here will play out if we were to hang out with Remy. Because I'm told the first scene with Remy can differ a little depending on whether you hang out with him the first time before or after this scene here. I only opened the door long enough to hand Remy the sheet of paper. Think you dropped this outside. Closed the door, started to walk away. I didn't really stick around to really do anything. All the more reason why I'm curious as this will perhaps play out if I were to hang out with Remy. So, I guess Remy is the one who dropped the case file. Because he's apparently clumsy like that. Alright, back at the portal. Portal's definitely not working. Okay, so there's patrols guarding the portal day and night, except... Last night, Maverick was supposed to be guarding the portal, but he's on sick leave. Oops. A Beer Forces reminded me, police station trash can. I will try to remember that. In fact, I'm going to save now just in case I don't remember it. Just to make sure, yep, this is working. Don't want to lose the stream again. So, it's speculated that Reza is the one who broke it. Though I'm not sure how true this necessarily is. We're gonna assume it is, though, because everything else about Reza has apparently been true. Speculation that it could be other people, which it could be, sure. Maybe it could be Ipsum. Maybe on one of my other runs down the line I'll find out. But for now, just gonna assume that it was Reza who broke it. So Sebastian's taking over the case for now. Thankfully, he will not wind up dead at the end of it this time. I'm not entirely sure how my date night with him would result in him not getting killed, but I'll take it. So at what point do we go to the police station again? It is to hang out with Sebastian, or meet with him, or something. Somewhere. So for this night, we don't go hanging out with people, because want to lay low. Here's Sebastian, who's asking for my help, because help at the police station is kind of thin right now. Oh boy, oh boy. Back up. What do you have for me? First up is the primary witness in the latest murder, Damien, the victim's assistant. He was the one who found her body. A few things have changed since this morning, as we've gotten some additional information from forensics that warrants further questioning. I wonder if that has to do with the bloody rag I found. I know you knew the victim personally, so you don't have to do this if you don't want to. I'll leave the choice to you. You can find her assistant at the production facility. You seemed interested in that underground building found near the portal. I realized that you might actually be able to help us with that. Since it's suspected to be of human origin, your opinion would be greatly appreciated. I guess I should add archaeologist to my resume. Maybe human matters consultant would be more appropriate. Do you really think it's okay for me to tamper with your priceless discoveries? Oh, you wouldn't actually go there in person. I just want you to take a look at the collected information in the archives and give us your opinion. Besides, no one is allowed to visit at the moment. The building is old and unstable, and there is danger of it collapsing or flooding. Yeah, apparently not. It seemed to be in pristine condition when we went there to meet up with Reza. To confront Reza, anyway. Obviously, we don't want either of those to happen. Flooding? Yes, the whole building is underground, and we've determined that there is a rather large pocket of water surrounding it. Apparently, that did not come into play. Any kind of disturbance could endanger everything and everyone inside. I see. We also located another witness for the latest murder. A store clerk reported seeing and hearing something, so it's probably worth it to ask him a few questions. Got it. Here are all the details. Visit me at the department once you're done. Sure thing. Okay. It was interesting that they still relied on me for their investigations, even after they tried to send me back to my world. I didn't expect them to allow me to help with police matters after everything that had happened. Now that the possibility of sending me back was eliminated, the advantages of having me on their side apparently outweighed the risks. Though I had to wonder who would have to be more careful from now on. Okay. My first run, I visited the archives and the store. Visiting the store will allow us to meet with the Pink Dragon Girl, who I definitely want to meet, but I'm gonna have to save her for another run. If I want to get Lorem's good ending, I definitely need to visit the police archives. This is also going to be my only chance to visit the production facility on this run in which Anna is dead, because I fully intend to ensure she's alive on future runs. Probably. So, we'll deal with the Pink Dragon later. First things first, while I'm thinking about it, definitely visit the police archives. I was on my way to the police station when a voice called out to me. Hey you! I'm talking to you, human. I don't remember this happening. Oh wait. No? No, I don't think I remember you. No, I definitely don't remember you. So you're kind of an Eastern dragon mixed with a Western dragon. Neat. Can I help you? I certainly hope so. I'm in a little conundrum here. My cart seems to be stuck. Okay, good. I was a little concerned that you were confronting me to yell at me because you heard about the murders or something. So how did I not encounter you during my first run? Are you one of those characters that I'm unable to meet on my first run? Or did I happen to choose correct options in correct order to ensure that I meet you? I can see that. I'm Katsuharu, by the way, local ice cream vendor. I like ice cream. What is ice cream in this world made out of? As far as I'm aware, there were no cows 65 million years ago. Katsuharu. Elderly, I'm pretty sure. Eastern/Western. Ice cream vendor. Neat. Erika, you've probably heard of me by now. Of course, of course. In any case, do you think you can spare some time to help me out? It might take a while, though, so I hope you're not in a rush. Hopefully, by taking a while, that does not mean that I am only going to be able to do the police station. Because I do want to do the production facility. Well, whatever. I am going to help. I'm helping you. Because I don't know if I'll have this chance during my other runs. Thank you. Now, I already tried just pulling it out, but I think the axle is going to break if I try to do that again. It wasn't really in the best condition to begin with, honestly, and I heard a crack when I tried to pull it out earlier. So, what do you want me to do? The cart is pretty heavy, so I'll be the one lifting it and holding the wheel steady so the axle doesn't break. Once I give you the sign, you start pulling, and hopefully that'll do the trick. Alright. Here, grab the handles and wait for my signal. By the time I had gotten into position, Katsuharu was already on the other side of the cart, getting dirty as he slowly lifted the affected corner of the cart out of the muddy hole. Is that your sign? Should I start pulling now? Do it! Do it now! I started pulling, but the cart turned out to be much heavier than I expected and didn't move. What are you waiting for? Do it already! I pulled harder, but the cart still refused to budge. I mustered all my strength before I pulled as hard as I possibly could. Yes! Do it! Slowly, the cart started moving, and after a few seconds, it was freed from the perilous clutches of the muddy puddle. With a dull thud, the dragon set the cart down again before he flopped on the ground, exhausted. Hey, we did it. Yeah, good job. Do you want me to call you some help? No, just need some rest. And maybe some ice cream. You're kind of like my grandma. Although I think you're male. I'm assuming you're male because of the beard. Apparently dragons can have beards. But you definitely reminded me of my grandma, and that she likes ice cream. After an exhausting day the other day, we had ice cream. Yes, I'll have some ice cream, and I'll be better in no time. That must be some pretty good ice cream. Oh, you have no idea. You must have already heard people talking about my wonderful, unique ice cream experience. Actually, not really. Where are my manners? I haven't even properly thanked you yet. Yes, no problem. No, I insist. I won't be indebted to you for helping me. What are you planning? You are hereby invited to join me for ice cream. As an ambassador, you owe it yourself and humanity to try it. Maybe I do. Oh boy. Well, I must get going for now. Here's my number. I'll get you that ice cream some other time. Unfortunately, Beer Force has just left, so I cannot quite ask if I'll be able to, have more than one opportunity to call Katsuharu. Because if I want to... basically, I'm going to have two choices next time, and I want to... how to word this? Shoot. The next dating day, I want to be able to hang out with both Bryce and Laura. But now Katsuharu is going to be a third choice, and I won't be allowed to choose three choices. Okay, B-Force is still here. Doesn't not know, though. Well, I am going to do 4 runs of this game. Maybe I'll have to save the good ending with Lauren for some other time. For all I know, this is going to be my only opportunity to hang out with Katsuharu. Anyway, thanks. Achievement unlocked, Allurist. You helped Katsuharu. How nice of you. Oh boy. Things are going all sorts of wrong. Because this apparently took the place of my trip to the police station. Before deciding my next move, I returned to my apartment for a moment of rest. A small piece of paper had been slipped under my door while I was gone. Don't go to the portal, was all it said. I considered the possibility of a hidden message, but that was unlikely. The statement was blunt and quickly scrawled. Someone clearly didn't want me to go to the portal, but why would I go there in the first place? As it was out of order right now, such an action would serve no purpose. I looked outside the window, at the portal's faint silhouette in the distance. The paper rustled between my fingers as I fidgeted with it, wondering about the message's sender and significance. My train of thought was violently interrupted by a sharp burst of gunfire, echoing from the portal. I had to think fast. The gunshots ensured Reza's involvement. He was at the portal. The question was, why? If this was his attempt to flee back to the human world, he would receive a rather unpleasant surprise the moment he would try to use the portal. Or maybe Sebastian's theory was correct, and Reza held the part needed to repair the portal, in which case his escape could be imminent. The gunshots themselves were another question. Was someone trying to stop him? The police patrol may have seen him, and he may have been taken by surprise. This could be another murder in progress. But all of his murders were committed with a sharp weapon before now, not a gun. He didn't want to be heard. Besides, it was only early evening, and the town was still bustling. If Reza wanted to stay hidden, he was doing a rather poor job at it. Of course, there was also the possibility that he wanted to be heard, but who would he want to attract? The police? Maverick? It could easily be a trap for those hunting him, and that technically included me, though I wasn't sure if he knew of my involvement in the investigation. It was also a very real possibility that he knew my apartment was close enough to the portal to hear a gunshot. Could it be a signal for me? Regardless, the words I held in my hands were unmistakable. Don't go to the portal. What should I do? On the first run, I called the police. I already have enough to worry about right now, with my plans being changed for what I'll be doing for the rest of this run. So I'm gonna stick with my original decision, at least this time. Maybe on my future runs I'll go to the portal and find out what's happening. But for now, I'm sticking with my original decision. I don't want to do too many changes on this run. Ultimately, I trusted the mysterious message. Hermes' list of phone numbers given to me when he brought me to this apartment in the first place proved to be a valuable tool. I dialed the emergency line and was greeted by a calm voice asking me about my emergency. The gravity of the situation was understood, and I was advised to stay inside until further notice. A team was dispatched to deal with the situation while I waited. From my window, I tried to catch a glimpse of what was going on at the portal, but I couldn't see much. The dark of night was fast approaching. About an hour later, I was informed the team had searched the perimeter, though no trace of Reza was found. I was given the go-ahead to continue with my investigation, but I was free to stay where I was if I felt unsafe. I'm pretty sure I only have one option now. I'm also pretty sure that on the next date night, I'm going to have to ignore Lorem. So, for this run... Oh, how do I want to handle this? How do I want to handle this? I possibly have only one chance to meet up with Katsuharu. This might also be my only chance to visit the production facility and interview Damien instead of Anna. Because maybe the next run, I'm not sure, I'll be working on ensuring Anna is not the one murdered. So, I'll have to think about this one. It's quitting time anyway, which is a bit unfortunate. I lost a little bit of time there because of technical difficulties. Otherwise, I would make a decision right now, but... next time. If you've enjoyed today's stream, feel free to give me a follow. I stream this every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. I cannot sit comfortably here tonight. Anybody to raid? Nobody to raid. So I will simply say thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.